Well, hello everyone. We are back here in Berea for Browns Training Camp 2014. Johnny Manziel Mania was out in full force today. Everywhere you looked, number 2 jerseys. Every little thing that Johnny did, that the crowd roared and clapped and cheered for him. So it was definitely a Johnny kind of day here. But of course, Brian Hoyer, still the first team quarterback. Johnny worked with the 2s today. What did you think of the overall vibe of camp today?
I thought it was a defensive day. I thought that both quarterbacks had some moments. I thought Hoyer threw a beautiful pass right at the end of practice to Jordan Cameron, would have been a touchdown. But overall, I thought the defense was a little bit ahead of them. I know Hoyer struggled early. He had some, and I think it was because of the defense, Mary-Kay, that he had to throw some balls out of bounds. Manziel had some flashes. I know he had the 1 11-on-11 drill where he went 3 for 3 in his passes. So not a bad first day.
And you know what? I mean, it started off a little slow, like you said, for the offense, but as they got rolling along, we saw a few deeper balls. Brian Hoyer, he's wearing a brace. He said he will wear that brace for the whole entire season to protect his surgically repaired knee. But I thought he still moved around pretty well. I thought Johnny Manziel showed some good agility, some of that escapability that everybody knows from Johnny football, and he just looked quick making his reads.
I thought the same thing about Manziel. I thought the first couple times where it looked like there was going to be a sack, he just took it. And then he decided, hey, you know what, I'm going to do what I do best. And he did have a couple of those plays where he juked some guys and would have probably got some extra yardage. And that's the stuff I think both of us have agreed upon. I don't think we're really going to see Johnny Manziel until preseason game where he can show what he can do with his feet.
That's for sure. We had a little bit of a surprise appearance from Jimmy Haslam, who stopped over and talked to reporters today. Of course, we asked him about Johnny Manziel. One of the first questions was, do you think that Johnny has learned his lesson? Jimmy Haslam said, we shall see. He also said that he hopes that Johnny Manziel learns from guys like LeBron James and other big-time professionals in the world of sports. But he said he's excited about Johnny. He's also excited about Brian. He spent some time talking to Brian Hoyer, and for him, it's kind of let the best man win.
Yeah, I thought his quote, he had a pretty good quote. He said the great athletes make headlines on the field, not off the field, which was a clear talking about some of Johnny's off-the-field behavior.
And Coach Pettin talked a lot about Barkevious Mingo today. Barkevious looked very quick. He's working with the first team. They're rotating those guys in. There's a rotation of Jabal Sheard, Mingo, Kruger, but Barkevious, it looks like, you know, maybe he's due for that breakout season.
He worked all 3 or 4 groups of 11-on-11. He started, and again, it's the first day of camp. But clearly, some of these, you know, you got a guy like Jim O'Neill, who really loved him last year, was kind of hoping the Buffalo would draft him. I think they really see something in him. He had a really nice interception in the drills, and he told a little funny story afterwards that, you know, he's not always the greatest pass catcher. He dropped like 5 in one day on the jugs gun, and some guys have really been on him. So when he had the interception, a lot of the teammates came up and congratulated him.
And we talked to guys like Terrence West today. There's other guys that had a little bit of trouble with their conditioning test. Terrence went out and crushed his the second day. But some guys actually didn't, and they are starting out on the non-football injury list. That would include Phil Taylor and tight end Gary Barnage. They need to get out there as soon as they possibly can. But all in all, a pretty good, eventful first day here. Capacity crowds, it'll be the same way probably through most of camp. And that's it from Browns Training Camp in Berea.